Good morning folks, it's Margaret here, and I just thought I'd bring you into the garden. It's the 4th of November, which means that we're now in British winter time, and this is one of those rare moments where I can bring you out into the garden and just generally give you a quick look round. I have to excuse the traffic noise. It's like I've said before, we live on an estate and so it's constant, and I'm just stepping onto the gravel so you'll hear the noise. I was just about to say then, the anthuriums are still in flower. Take this way. We've still got the outside fuchsias still in flower, and if I take around here, the beech hedge is now starting to go into its winter mode. We're very lucky at the moment. We don't normally have such mild weather here in England. Mind you, it can turn on a pin. It has given going down, quite low tonight. That's the ginger lily. That's all wrapped up now. That'll stay there for the winter. And let's just take you around here. And yet, look at that. You see, the hypericum. That doesn't know it's time to shut down and have a rest. This is one of the tubs we've got, and like I say, these I don't know what they call them, little pinks, they shouldn't really be flowering now. And have we got any bulbs coming through? That's the next thing. The bulbs start to appear, but then we get a cold snap, and of course that then just halts them in their track. Those are the aces that Keith moved. I'm in my own shadow now, sorry about that. And so it's just a quick wander around the garden. Some of the aces have already started to close down. That big one we've got in the garden there. Excuse that noise. As I say, we're near one of the big hospitals here. And then we come into the back garden, which of course faces north, and you can see the cymbidiums here. These are the ones that I've already got some inside, so you'll bear with me a minute now. It's quite cold here at the back. I'll take you inside. Well, we're back in the dining room, and the African violets, well, they're just holding their own. We just have to keep our fingers crossed that they will pull through. And like I say, that's the view we get from our dining room window, which is quite nice, especially in the winter. And we can look out. And let me take you over here. So those are the leaves, which have been watered. And we've got the other ones over here, which all seem to be doing fine. Now this is the south-facing window in our living room, and I never know how to video this, because of course we've got full sun at the moment, and we've got the drapes across there. This is well, we call them a Christmas cactus here, but I don't think it's actually a Christmas cactus. It's one of the other varieties. And that's that little cutting I took off it, which is also flowering. And I don't know whether this is going to be able to see this. It's these are the two cheap ones that I got, and this little bud here is just opening. So I'm in the hallway now, and these are the other cymbidiums I've brought inside. This is where they're going to stay for the winter, and hopefully I shall be able to place the others here as well. And that is the Christmas rose, which has been repotted, and I've just left her under here because she will get some sun. I've not decided yet whether I'm going to take her up into the grow room. So this is our bedroom, which faces south, and these are the two Kingianums, which will now stay here for the winter. And that's the Dendrobium thisithorum, and that'll stay there for the winter as well. That stayed there last winter, so I know it's going to be all right there, even though it does get cold, but it seems to be fine. So we're into the grow room now, and I'll just turn this fan off. Let's just wander over here first and just see what the temperature is. 22 and it's 61. So the humidifier there is not switched on at the moment. I'll take you back, I just want to switch this off a minute. That's it, that saves having all that noise. And like you can see, we do get some nice sun come through this window for the winter. And what I'm trying to do today is just rearrange everything so that I can maximise this light. Although I have got a light bulb which does actually give them the winter light, but you know, the days are going to go so short that they will need this extra light. And of course that big white phalaenopsis has been in flower since February. Just catches that sunlight. Now whether or not that little bud there will extend to anything, I'm not sure. So already I've started to reduce the waterings, and I shall just have to time it right now. Not to water them too much. That's the coelogeny there, and that's that new growth that has grown that far. This is the oops, let's go straight that leaf out of the way. This is that Miltonia royal robe, and that new growth elongated to there. So even over here on the darkest side, you know, everything gets some light during the winter months. In actual fact, in some ways, the sunlight, because it's lower in the sky, does actually fare a lot better over on this side in the winter months. And there we go. It's going to be more of a restful weekend. This weekend I had some fillings on Wednesday at the dentist, which nobody likes fillings, but never mind. I've had to do a couple of spot treatments, one on this big one here, and if I can find it, I think it was that one there, this one here. And it's because they get in the scale get into these crevices, but that seems to have worked. I've just got that little Epicatleya just tucked into that little container there. It's just a little ice cream container, but it's just acts as an insulation little pot. So what else can I say? I think everything's doing fine, you know. They've been through the mill, and it's just now a case of letting them recover. That Cattleya over there in the corner, it's got new growths. This is the epidendrum. I don't know what that is there, whether that's anything developing. So let's just, there's really not a lot happening now. That one down here on the bottom shelf, that's got a little green nubbin. So keep my fingers crossed. That might develop roots and then I can pot it up. Of course, this is the Kingianum Ellen, that's also had the spot treatment. That's the Milliform. Again, that will have the watering reduced. So all in all, this little, let me just turn around, take her out of the light so you can see it. And then, where shall I put her? I'll just get down here on the floor. Sometimes it's easy just to go down on the floor. Now this is a little gift I was given yesterday, and where have I put the other? Where have I put the other? Oh, here we go. Here we go. So there's 10 little cakeys in here, and they've all got good roots. Let me see if I can lift her out. Each one has got a really good root system. So what I've done, I've potted them up in there, and to keep them tightly in that pot, but allowing them room to grow, of course. And this is the mother plant that came off. Now the mother plant, I've just actually potted her up in some coconut husk, but she had actually got some viable roots, and I know I've removed all the cakeys, but I don't really want to throw this away because I'll show you the colour of it, and I haven't got this colour, so I just thought, well, I'm going to see whether or not that one will actually produce some more cakeys for me. Let's go on the bottom shelf here. That's the big African violet, so I brought that one upstairs. Those are some of the fells. That's the Phalaenopsis tetraspis, which is still not giving me a bloom. And just bear with me a minute while I lift myself up off the floor. That's the Angraecum. That's the Dendrobium fimbriata. Now that one is the Laleautomalis, and what I've done, because you know, I'm going to be leaving them for a while, I've just bobbed the mount in some orchiata bark, so that when she gets watered before we go on vacation, then the medium below it will be moist for her. Now let's just bring this onto the windowsill. This is my no ID frag from Madeira, and this one, and let me bring the other one down as well. And this one here Now I've potted them, I've repotted them into these plastic pots because they were in ceramic pots, and when I just checked the root system, the roots were going in a circle and they weren't what I call searching down. So I need them to go down. I don't want them to just go round and round the pot. So I brought them and repotted them into this plastic, and also I think it will retain more water. Now let me just go over here, and that's, do you remember the big one? The big cattleya. Now she's had a little bit of spot treatment, but look at those roots. So I'm really chuffed with that one. Can you see the roots actually coming up through the lava rock? They've all got roots actually. Either roots or new growths. Even that one over there. I have to be careful I don't knock anything. I think that one, as I've just said, that's had another little spot treatment. I will just keep my eye on them before we go away. But all in all, they're doing very well. And this little one here, see the little roots that are attaching to that piece of bark? And then of course that's Dendrobium Williamsii. And don't let them in the wrong light now. Oh, there we go. So that's doing fine. And there's the other, if I lift this down now, that's the other frag, which has got the new growth. Now that's still in a terracotta pot. So, but though that pot there would be too big for this, I don't want to over pot her. So she'll have to stay there. She'll just have to keep her well hydrated. And this is the, if I can get this one out, probably I can't get her out. This is the other one. See, she's just in a little pot, and I've put her in this other one, so she's got a little bit of humidity at the bottom. That is the aspasia, and that's just sending out new growths. I don't actually move. Sorry about that, I've just got myself caught up in that big white file. I don't actually move the orchids, or I try not to move them. This is the bulbophyllum, and that one's a new growth. And it looks as though that one's a new growth. So they're all doing fine. That's my Dendrobium Jessie, which doesn't do absolutely anything. But never mind, you win some, you lose some. This is the Drockrella, and that's the new needle she gave me this time. So hopefully next year I might see better things. Right, so let me just gently take you round so I don't make you all dizzy, and I'll put those frags back in a moment. The rest on that windowsill are Noblies, which will stay on that windowsill because they'll be getting that winter rest. And I brought the paths up here. That one there. Just under it. I brought that little pedalium up so that's got more light. That one's sending new growths out. That's, let me just have a look. There we go. Ooh. Cameridium praestensis. There we go. So doing fine, and that's the species Coleogyne, but I don't know what species it is. So all in all, and whilst I'm on, I would just like to thank all my new subscribers. It's very kind of you to join me. And oh, that one at the back there, in the square wooden basket, that's the Cedera japonica. Now that's due for a water because that's quite crispy, that sphagnum moss. But she'll get watered today or tomorrow. We've got, like I say, quite a chilly night ahead, so I'm reluctant to have them sat too long in the cold. So, as I say, it's just a quick overview this weekend. Not a lot happening. Well, there never does in our British winters. We just have to hope that. Have you noticed there? I've got the magnifying glass. Yes, they all get a little peep with my magnifying glass. So anyway, I'm rambling on now. So I'm going to close, and I hope you all have a good weekend. That light's not very good, is it? Sorry about that. And we'll speak soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.